The court's decision has sparked mixed reactions from various Guineans, with some calling for a harsher penalty. But was that even a possibility? Private legal practitioner Nelson Amedewonu joins us on the phone to provide some insights into this case. Many thanks for joining us, counsel. Let me ask, could the laws have been applied differently to result in a harsher punishment?
Hello.
Counsel.
Yes.
Yes.
I
was
can
asking, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Right. I was asking if the laws could have been applied to differently to result in a harsher punishment.
Yes. When it's good evening to your listeners. When it comes to juveniles, we don't use the Criminal Offences Act to prosecute a juvenile, especially when the person is below the age of 18. We use the Juvenile Justice Act 2003, Act 653. The Juvenile Justice Act provides for the system to protect the rights of juveniles. So once a juvenile comes in contact with the law, we use the Juvenile Justice Act to prosecute the juvenile. And usually it is separate from the criminal justice system. It must be handled by the juvenile court. But however, if the juvenile is being charged together with an adult person who is above the age of 18, he or she can appear before a court of summary jurisdiction, which may be the circuit court or the magistrate court, or whichever one may be.
All right, counsel, do we need reforms in how juvenile offenders are punished, and where should we begin?
We begin rightly when it comes to the juveniles. We begin rightly from the arrest, because you can't just arrest the juvenile as if he's someone an adult offender. So usually the law tries to protect the juveniles, because these are people who don't usually know what they are doing. So in everything that the police or the social worker who arrests that juvenile is supposed to do is to make sure that everything he or she does is to promote the dignity and well-being of the juvenile. And at the end of the day, in order to promote reconciliation.
Thank you so much.
The law does so the law does not usually seek to punish the juvenile, but to correct.
Right.
So that's the essence of the Juvenile Justice Act, not to punish, but to correct the juvenile. Okay. Because these are the future of this country. So the Juvenile Justice Act seeks to promote their well-being rather than punishment when they come into conflict with the law. So we don't usually say that the person has committed an offense, but these are people who have come into conflict with the law. That's how we say it when it comes to juvenile. So even after the person, these people cannot even be remanded into police custody, but into the juvenile homes which are there designated for such purposes, which in our local parlance we call abofraboni. So you cannot even imprison them more than 3 years. And even before you start a sentence on a juvenile, you have to make sure that they do a social inquiry report. And this social inquiry report is supposed to guide the judge in imposing the sentence on the juvenile. So usually people who think that once a juvenile is arrested, he has to be taken through the law as if it's an adult. No, the law does not seek to punish them, but to correct them.
All right. Lawyer Nelson Amedewonu, we are very grateful for your time.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us.